hot August day, not fun. But a hot August Impact wasn't bad, if that made any sense. Look, this August, I'm hoping for more than just heat from the weather. I'm hoping we get some heat from this Impact. And it wasn't bad. What we get right first, I have no problem seeing Drago. I have no problem seeing AAA. I have no problem seeing a AAA wrestler, as long as, if you're going to go there, GFW, if you're going to be kind of like an NWA, a National Wrestling Alliance, you must present them in a proper way. Give them some build. Give them some time to show their proper wrestlers. Show a little bit of them to make sense for your own product, as long as your own product doesn't suffer. The problem I see here is this. They don't sponsor this a couple of weeks ahead of time. This is always the last minute, especially on the show. So seeing Drago's promo segment and seeing Xavier's, I can't remember his name, Dante Xavier I believe his name is, I can't really get into it because I really wasn't prompt for it the last week. I have to want to know about this. I know that they were going to have their match last week, but couldn't you give the promo segment then? And then you couldn't give it again today? I think that would have been more effective. Let people get a good gauge of these people. Or better yet, use your resources properly. You got YouTube. Say, if you wish to know more about Dante Xavier or Drago, we will be putting some snippets on YouTube. Why do they not use what resources they have and try to get it over that way? I know if you use it too much, it will become tedious and nobody's going to want to look. But once in a while, drop a little hint on your commentary table. Come on, Pope. Come on. Come on, JB. Josh, do something. Do your job. The match itself wasn't bad. It's a good, high-impact action match. And I think Dante Xavier won. I'm trying to remember his name. I think his name is Dante. If it is Dante, tell me below. If it isn't, you can tell me below that I messed up anyway. Anyway, his promo after he won, when he talked to JB, was not bad. I was alright with that. I wish they would do more. These are pre-tapes. These are predetermined tapes over a couple of weeks to a couple of months. You can't schedule it properly. It just doesn't feel right. Now, here's another thing I really didn't give a damn about. Because if you're going to go there at least once a month, which they're not doing that, they're doing it every other few weeks, a 6-man international tag, where you bring guys in from Crash versus the guys that are already there, make it important. If you're going to bring in, Balabal and his partner, I don't even remember his name, he's supposed to be from Creation or something, make them important. It's not about their being jobbers. Jobbers need to be important, so when they job, at least you know that it was important. And I just don't get that from them. And someone tell me that you like Cam or not. Someone tell me the reason why they like Cam in the position he's in. Because I want to strangle the man. It's not that I hate the actual person who plays Cam. I don't. He's probably a great guy. And it's not that his wrestling is bad. Most of that match wasn't bad. It wasn't a bad match, and there was some stuff going with it, but I'll explain that in a minute. I can't stand his character. I want to kill someone who came up with that. Are you calling me a liar? And I got him dead in my face. I can't stand him. That's cleansing. But in the end, I can't stand KM's character. I just wish they had never gone there. He could have been done so much better. He's got the right size. He's got a good voice. He doesn't go bad in the ring. I mean, he's not great. I think he's still pretty young in the business, so he really hasn't found himself. And if he has, he needs a little more work. But I know he can do better. But let's be honest. He just sucks in his character. So the heels won. No, not the heels won. I'm getting the other match mixed up. The last match of the night. I'll get to that soon. But the faces won. You got Guido there, which I don't know why they went there with him. I don't know why. And I don't get this angle. You use a guy that really not a lot of people care about. I mean, not everyone cares about Guido. Maybe some of the European fans, yes. Some Canadian fans, yes. Maybe a few Americans, yes. But they generally don't know him. He's not that funny. You got Lauren Van Ness, who is funny and interesting in her crazy state. You got Joseph Park, who's always been funny. You got Congo Kong, but putting them all together just doesn't make any sense. And what was going on when Eli Drake was supposed to have a match versus Eddie Edwards, and he gets his ass kicked, and then that I'm Ready guy, that wrestler that I saw before, I didn't really mention him because there's no guarantee he's ever going to be used. Well, he was used now because Congo Kong kicked his ass. And this supposed to leads up into the end of the night where Congo Kong was supposed to be ejected from the business. No, not the business, the building. You see, I don't even want to think about this. Look, I don't get why Congo Kong is dealing with the situation. I don't get why Guido is dealing with the situation. And the Sleg Daddy from the Off the Rope Show Central made it very clear. Why is Laura Van Ness the focus when she's not even an American citizen, she's Canadian? I would understand if you use one of the women in the back that's not being used. Why not use NJ Jenkins? Why not use Eva Story? Why not use Nova? I can't remember the rest of her name. Nova. Amber Nova. Why not use one of those women, which one of them is probably an American? And you would have gave them a chance to come out and be seen by the Impact crowd. I'm not against Laura Van Ness. I actually love Laura Van Ness. She's funny. But if you're going to do this, do it right. And it doesn't feel like it's done right at all. Guido's not interesting to me. And Laura Van Ness is not an American citizen, which doesn't make any sense. You're not utilizing any of the other women in the back. And the only woman I saw the entire show was Laura Van Ness and Ali in that same match. Ugh! What are they doing with the women? It pisses me off. The women should be presented better than this. They used to be the best that kept the women happy and did the right things for them. And after you, if anyone has seen my Sienna, Fight Network adaptation, I may leave a link below. She cares about the business. But when you see this, you only have two women out there. They didn't wrestle, and the story they're in sucks. And what's going on with Braxton Sutter? He doesn't want to be involved in it at all. And Ali does. But I'm going away from that. That's too much to talk about. Let's move on to something else. OVE. Ohio versus everybody. I don't know who they are. I'm interested in seeing what they're going to do. The vignettes are pretty much the same. The only thing they did was change the voices. It would be better if they changed the visual vignette a little bit and did some more with the voices than leave the same vignette, video part of it, and just change the voices. I think that's not good. They need to vary it up a little bit. I know they don't have the great production value, but come on. You can do something. Let them be seen now. Don't just calm down. Don't just throw them in the ring after just a couple of vignettes. Do a better video. Let them talk. I think that'll be more helpful. Look what happened with the Veterans of War. I actually cared a little bit more about them than these guys because they did sponsor a little bit better when it came to Crimson, which is Adam. I can't remember his wrestling name. Anyway, let's see. We got next Trevor Lee dealing with Malabar Cat, number 1. I have a problem with this. I'm still curious to see how far they're going to go with Trevor Lee to make this interesting. But then you really think, why is Trevor Lee the good guy in this when it should be Sanjay Dutt, who's the bad guy? It shouldn't be the bad guy. And then when the match was going on, and look what happened. Malabar Cat 1 was shoved under the ring. Malabar Cat 2 came out, took his place, beat him, and that's Trevor Lee. And what happened? The mask comes off and Sanjay Dutt shows his face. And then guess what happens? You want to see Bruce angry? See that. He looked angry, as angry can be. And pretty much, I'll say this about Sanjay's promo. It wasn't great, but I won't say that I'll bury it. He did try to make it very important. Look, you didn't beat the champ. You want to beat the champ? To beat a champ, you got to beat the champ. So, beat me. Let's have a match at Destination X. Come on. I think it's Destination X, this one. I forgot. But anyway, he said, beat me on the pay-per-view. You got it. Then he has to be escorted out of the entire... What? But let me get this straight. You can't keep Congo Kong out, but you can keep... What are they doing with their security? I'm like, you can't keep Congo Kong out, and you can't keep Sanjay Dutt out. I think I can go in there and get better protection from the audience than the security. That's the way I see it. Let's see here. What do we got? The EC3. I'm getting through this now. EC3 versus Moose for the IGC title. Yes, I'm saying incorrect. Well, I botched it. I practiced that and I still botch it. Impact Grand Championship. The IGC title match that we've been waiting for. I kind of wish this was at the pay-per-view. What? Look, I'm not against EC3 winning. I'm not. I'm actually happy he won. And maybe we'll have something more for Moose to do later. Maybe they'll have a more detailed feud now that EC3 is the champ and Moose feels jaded and pissed off that EC3 won. Maybe that'll do it. But why couldn't they save this for the pay-per-view and just build up to it? This is a problem with writers. They think they got to get something now instead of building up to it. Years ago, that used to be great. And there are people that still want to see that. Sometimes they don't want instant gratification. They want to know that the bad guy is going to win. And that it's going to build up to the point where they know the bad guy is going to win. And he does win. And that makes them so pissed off that he won. Or when it came to the good guy and he's been beaten down, he's been cheated, he's been jaded. But then they finally get that story right to the point and he wins and everyone is gratified and got exactly what they wanted. We can't do that. We got to have this match now. It was round 1 EC3, round 2 Moose, and then a split decision where EC3 won. And the question's going to be, 1, when is Moose going to be coming back after EC3? When is Bruce Pritchard going to be an issue with EC3 or anyone else? And what is the situation between Bruce and Karen Jarrett? Is it going to be revolving around EC3? That's going to be a big question that I'm hoping someone will answer one day, or they will show it on the show and not drop it, because it might not be good. But you never know, because sometimes things happen and they drop it. Now, let's see. Am I forgetting anything? If I am, I'm sorry. 6-man tag. LAX versus the Familia. Family. Wonderful family. They tried to say that Alberto El Patron's brother was going to be the one that's going to turn. And they tried to do that with McKenzie. I'll say it wasn't very good, but then when they started cursing, that's when it felt more real. Now, I know a lot of people, they're going to say, well, it wasn't very good. Well, let's put it in this respect. What do family eventually do? Sometimes people curse. You don't get that from the WWE. And I think when it comes to that small little detail, I know 100% GFW has hit the mark. At least when it comes to Alberto El Patron. Letting him curse and bleeping that damn thing out. If it's a real curse, not bitch or hoe or something like that. Shit, fuck, or pussy or whatever, titties, whatever. If they bleep it out and it's meant to be bleeped out, then it's important. And that small detail makes them 100% different from the WWE, who is so PG. And in this respect, once we had the match, it was okay until I saw Alberto's dad in the ring. The man is maybe nearing 60-something, near 70. You can see that they had to go very gentle with him. I mean, he could probably still take a bump to a certain extent, but they were being very gentle, Alberto's father. It was obvious. And I think if he was going to get into the ring, like it was with Moose and EC3, they should have did this at the pay-per-view. Why not at the pay-per-view to make it important? To make it special? To make it feel like GFW really believed that this was important? I had to pay my money to see this. This was important. There you go. But we didn't get that. What did we get? We finally get who is the one who joins LAX. And it's low-key, who is actually Puerto Rican and Italian. I had to actually check to see what he was, because as far as I thought, he might have been Puerto Rican. But he's like me, a mixed Puerto Rican, because I am part Puerto Rican, but I'm also part Black, Native American, and Chinese. So for me, I can identify with them picking someone who they wouldn't expect to be part of LAX or want to be part of LAX. He's not really here, he's not really there, he's just in between. So when it comes down to it, picking low-key wasn't a bad idea. Now the question is, can he speak Spanish? Because if he can, that's going to be a bit of a surprise to see him do it on television. Of course, he probably did it in Indies. And he didn't do it on WWE as far as I know. But it would really go a long way with his character on Impact in LAX. If he can't speak Spanish, he should speak it. If he doesn't know any Spanish, he should ask the guys from LAX to teach him a couple of words, or at least a couple of phrases that if he's going to go there, at least if he goes there, it'll make more sense. Because if he only speaks English, it won't feel like it's connected. I know that kind of makes a silly thing because I don't speak Spanish. And I don't really go that way. But this is television compared to normal life. So you want to really connect with the fans. You're going to connect with the fans. If they speak Spanish, connect with them. Make sure that the guy that just joined can speak a little Spanish, or at least teach him a couple of words that he can do it. But it's just my point of view. And I hope you enjoyed the Zane's view. Please give me a comment below. Tell me what you thought about this show. As it stands, it was better than last week. But I really believe they should have done a lot of this on the pay-per-view. They could have built up to the pay-per-view with this. They should have built up for the pay-per-view with this. And that does bring it down. But was it bad content for the show? No. LAX bringing low-key in was a wise move. Seeing the EC3, who actually stood out there after he won and said simply, I like you. I love you. You want to go and have a date? You want to do something dirty? Let's go off and have some fun because I love you, Impact Grand Championship, and walks away with it. Have a good day. Have a good night. Peace!